Jesus walks up to a group of fishermen. It's the middle of a normal day. They're out there working. They're probably dirty. They're cleaning their equipment with all their boats and everything. And it's just a regular day because they were fishermen. And this is what he says. This is in Matthew 4:19. Follow me. That's it. That's literally all he said. No big explanation. No detailed plan of what they're going to do. No 5-year plan. No 1-year plan. No timeline for anything. It was just follow me. And somehow that was enough for these guys who, a lot of them followed him. And it's kind of unusual because they responded to something. Something with them was you know what? We need to leave all our equipment, stuff that we maybe saved up for years, boats, all kind of nets, all the stuff they had. They just left it. And then you're like, oh my goodness, what does that mean for me? It can be very confusing or overwhelming. Does that mean I need to do the same thing? I need to leave everything I have and follow Jesus? Is that what it means? And I don't think that's always the case, that we're supposed to just leave everything and everyone be missionaries and blah, blah, blah. If God says that, calls you to that, wonderful. But just make sure you hear God, because that's a big, important step. So Jesus didn't give him always the whole path. He gave him the next step for that moment. And I think that is very, very key, because he didn't give him a 5-year plan. Like I said earlier, no business plan, no this is what we're going to do tomorrow, this is what we're going to do the next day at least. It was just follow me on that day. And what I've concluded is that following God is just taking his lead. You never know what he's going to do or where he's going to go, but all you can do is respond to him right now. And it is so difficult sometimes because we really want a detailed plan, some more information. Well, if I'm going to do this, I need some more specifics for my family. What can I tell other people? But you just don't always get that. In our society, in our world, we want a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan. You see this, we're used to business. But I've noticed is that what happens is that when we're so fixated on the plan, because we got a plan, we don't always able to pivot to see what's going on. And God always does other things. He's like, I'm actually over here. This is what I'm doing. But if we're so fixated on our plan, we miss what he's doing over there. And that's one thing. And the second thing I think is that if we're so fixated on the plan that we have, we're like, hey, let's go, let's do this thing. Then we don't really need him anymore, do we? Because we know everything. We don't need to get any more information from him because, oh, you gave us this is where we're going. But then maybe things change. So I think one thing is that we notice what God is doing. We notice what Jesus is when he calls us, but he only gives you enough for that moment to be like, you know what? I want to see how you respond. Respond to this, and I'll show you the next step, and then the next step, and the next step, which he did with the disciples. So many times, he would give them more concrete steps, detailed plan, hey, go do this, talk to this person, do these specific things. It wasn't perfect, but he wanted you to respond to that. So he's involved. So he's the one leading, not versus us just taking control and be like, yeah, let's go, and do all these different things. It's this step-by-step process that we do with him. That's the whole point. So some of you are probably sitting there I have no idea what to do right now. But even in different areas in our life, we're waiting for clarity. We're waiting for a plan. So we're like, well, I'm not going to take that first initial step. So I just want to encourage you that it doesn't need to be perfect. I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time. I'm just I'm responding to Jesus. I'm responding to what he's doing here and to that situation. Now that can feel like a roller coaster up and down, but it's not really. It's just you know what? What are you doing at this moment? Jesus only did what his Father was doing. So I want to do the same thing. I don't want to be fixated on one thing and miss everything else that he's doing. So anyways, following God, it comes down to one thing. Every moment of the day, are we following Jesus? That's it. Are we following what he's doing in that moment? Are we responding to him? That's all we can do. It becomes a wild ride, an adventure with God. A fun one, but there's so much uncertainty. But that's when he can really put you out of your comfort zone, put me out of my comfort zone to do things that I never thought I'd be able to do because I'm well, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. And then he's like, hey, this door, go down this door, and then this door. And then I said, okay, I see what's going on now. But it feels so uncertain and it's difficult because your mind is I need a plan. I need to know this is this. But you don't always get it. You just get the first step. And that's what it is, responding to him, following him. The disciples did it. And sometimes he'll give you more information because he's like, you know what? I know where you're at. I still want you to respond, but I'll give you some more information. and to lead that way. So in closing, I don't know if anything comes to mind where you're like, you know what, this area of my life, I haven't really responded because I was waiting for more information. Maybe you just go for it. Be like, you know what, I'm going to respond right now in this area. I'm going to trust you, God. It's going to be amazing. Cool. All right. Thank you for listening. Please share this with anyone you think might be encouraged by it. And if you have any feedback, comments, I would really appreciate it. So yeah, cool. Hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye.